The Agile Toolkit.
Bob Payne, and I'm here with Jon, or is it
Jorgensen?
Jorgensen?
Or Jorgensen.
Jorgensen. Okay, great. And Brett Palmer.
Hi.
So you're a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Wow. Do I win like tickets to Magic Mountain or something like that? Great.
Yeah, I think Pantera is coming into town.
Nice. Okay, I'll go see him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, since the beginning, like everybody who's really been formative in the progress that Agile's made over the years, at one time or probably many times has gone through your podcast, and Johanna Rotham and Lisa Atkins. I just basically put it on loop track on my phone.
Yeah, I appreciate. I don't actually get much feedback from folks so occasionally I'll run into somebody that has listened.
Wow.
And even less frequently people that like it. So it's nice to see that rare.
Oh man, yeah.
that
I'm an addict. It's like an intravenous for me.
Yeah.
And it's really the inspiration for the podcast that we do in Southern California.
Oh.
Agile Coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the Agile Coffee guys.
We're the Agile Coffee guys. Yeah.
I have listened.
Oh my gosh, that freaks me out. That's amazing. And we're just kind of looking at things that are going on in our lives and saying, how can we share this with others and, find potentially answers, but most likely more questions. And if somebody gets something out of that, then wonderful, but we're trying to find our way.
So where in Southern California are you guys?
So I work in Irvine, live in Mission Viejo.
And I live in Tustin, and I work in Orange, which is near Disneyland,
right,
for people to get their bearings right. So.
Yeah. I had a good friend, Adam Soroka, that was down in around LA someplace. So
yeah.
If you guys ran into him.
Well, literally, like the planes come as they're approaching the runway at John Wayne. Mm-hmm. Like I could probably throw a rock and like hit the fuselage from my office to the parking lot. Mm-hmm. That's actually where we have an offline, both off mic and on mic.
So what originally happened was that these groups were meeting at a coffee shop for real, but unfortunately it was closed.
Paradise Perks.
It just was too much of a good thing, and they shut it down. Like you could know when you were there, like, oh, this is cool. It's gonna end, So that's what happened. So
hey, Paradise put up a parking lot, that kind of thing.
So we had to improvise, and we were agile about it, and then we experimented with a couple of other locations, and then we kind of settled on our current location right now. So, but there's two elements to it. So there's the actual podcast days where we actually meet for the specific purpose of recording a podcast, but then we also have these other regular just lean coffee, agile coffee, where anybody's welcome to attend any of these events and join the discussion. I think we had like 12 or 13 at our last one, right?
Yeah.
So that was really great.
And I mean, it's funny, like the structure, you'd think it would feel like confining or restraining in some way, and actually it's just very efficient, and the ideas feed each other, and so it becomes actually hyper productive. And I've used Agile Coffee or Lean Coffee format to do like retrospectives when maybe the team was a little bit late to get in the room. Okay, 30 minutes, let's just time box this, everybody take a card, and the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
It's really good stuff.
So what's exciting you so far at Coaches Camp?
Oh wow. Can you start? Tons.
I mean, just the assortment of people here, and just the intensity of and when I say intensity, maybe that's not the word, but there are different types of questions and groups being proposed for breakout sessions that are much different than the types of breakout sessions that I'm seeing at these Agile Opens that I've been to.
Okay.
They're much more they're very different. They're asking different questions. It's a different angle in which those conversations are framed.
Right. I mean, in Agile Open, for example, where the constituents of the event could be developers, could be testers,
Right.
could be POs, could be Scrum Masters. This one, of course, predominantly coaches. So a lot of focus on transformation and a lot of focus on like continuous learning and these types of things, which is great. And then, for me personally, I'm inspired by what's going on here, and we want to start up, run something in Southern California, because to date, there's currently, no Agile coaching camp on the southwestern shoreboard. So I'm thinking, why not just do this?
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's interested, agilegathering.com is the website that we are in the process of building and iterating through to try to drum up some interest and see how much support we can gather.
Cool.
Went live 2 hours ago.
Literally, it went live like during opening circle. Like,
Yeah.
this is cool, let's do this in California, so agilegathering.com.
Oh, good.
We just post email addresses, and we're going to get the word out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and the things that are really interesting to me. So there's Agile beyond IT.
Mm-hmm.
Software is great. This is our roots, of course, but Lean actually came from the manufacturing industry,
Mm-hmm.
and as you look at the North American economy, there's stuff like, medical device or pharmaceutics, and there's also construction and a number of things that are different from just software, where this kind of structure that you find in Agile is very applicable. And there was a session on it today.
Right.
Which was
So if you imagine, if everybody could clone their exact experience where they are in life, and during everybody's work year, they have epiphanies.
Yeah.
And then they come to these events, and we're all coming from a similar, angle as Agile transformation leaders, and we've all are sharing each other's epiphanies.
Yeah.
And that's where this magical place is happening that's emerging, and I'm just so excited in the last 4 hours because this has been awesome.
Yeah.
Were you here at Games Day? For Games Day?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
And
I was at a SAFE training class for the last 4 days in Chicago. So
you're an SBC now.
We'll see. We'll find out.
so it depends on the score.
Hopefully. Yeah. But
Speaking of which, I just noticed I got this. Is it Star East? Some Agile conference 2014.
Yeah.
Just open up the cover, and oh my gosh. If it isn't Bob Payne teaching something in SAFE, I'm like, holy smokes, it's like, you're kidding, you too? Like, I never would have guessed. And this is a wonderful thing, I think. You have been, exposed to this and knowledgeable in this for ages and ages, and embracing, this iteration of SAFE and this aspect of it is inspiring to me.
Oh, well, thanks. I worry that it will become dogmatic. I've been a huge opponent of dogmatism in Scrum and XP and all the other things. So we'll see where this goes. But yeah, a lot of the techniques are things that we've used for years. Fundamentally, it's not a bad thing to talk about other stuff, and I think more ideas create a sort of broader sampling of tools you can choose from. So
exactly my perspective and my experience has been exactly as you say. Being at Mitchell International, where they implemented SAFE,
and it's now a case study. If you go to if you go to that site, the Scaled Agile Framework site, they're now referencing Mitchell as a case study.
Right, and it was really early. I mean, thank goodness John Deere was very generous with providing Mitchell insights, and I think we're trying to pay it forward too. We were learning, I would say, just as quickly as Dean and his team were at Scaled Agile about what is going to help a large organization transform, what is necessary, what should maybe be tailored or tapered back or customized in some way. And as you've mentioned, I think too much of a good thing
is never enough.
It's never enough.
Oh no, that's the glutton's credo, right? Yeah.
But no, all things in moderation, and always be introspective, because even moderation in all things, including good things, and safe can be a good thing.
Right, and they are refining the framework as they get additional information from other SBCs or from companies that they consult. So it's not like Alex Yakima is sitting at a desk coming up with this. I mean, it's more like he and Dean are sitting together, and then they're getting input from the outside community and from other people. As they get more information, then they update and iterate on the framework. And so from that standpoint, it's evolving, it's emerging. It's, they just launched 3.0 for SAFE, a month and a half ago or so. So now I saw a preview yesterday of SAFE LSE, which is for SAFE for Lean Systems Engineering. And there were a couple of other folks in the class that do large-scale missile systems.
Right.
And so that was very interesting to the conversation, because we were talking about that, and should we change words, and should things be moved around a little bit, and so they do iterate on that, and that's really exciting.
And it's Agile, headed beyond IT.
Yeah.
And that's big, right? I mean, as much as software matters in this world, it's not the entire world. And yet, right. Oh no, we're all getting electronic. And many sci-fi movies too. Yeah. But I mean, I want to change the world of work. I'd like to see, our cohorts here changing the world of work to where every mother, child, and father and sister, brother knows what Agile is, or whatever Agile has become in 10, 20 years.
But it might not be called Agile.
No, and I'm hoping it's not.
Right.
Yeah. The labels are not important.
Good. Well, because as more people get involved, then you'll hit a critical mass where then there'll be a group of people that will want to break away and start their own thing.
And I'm going with that.
It must be better.
That's right. If you break and win. That's good stuff.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for coming in and doing this. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And what if I'm in the area? Should I have an Agile coffee?
Come by. Yeah. Have an Agile coffee with us. For sure.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Super.